Today I'm here to show you how to administer email accounts on the CWS email system. So, to get to the administrative interface, open up a web browser and type in the following URL: mailbox.cws.net. And this will bring us to the main page for the CWS email on our new email server, Mailbox. So there's a couple of things on this page. First off, you'll notice is this area, this login area. This is not what we want for today. This is if you wanted to log in and just check your email through a web interface. But today we want to focus on email account administration. So to get to the administrative interface, there's two options on this page. The first is up near the top, this Manage Mail Account right here. That link we can click on. We can also click on this link down here, Use the Email Manager. Clicking on either of those brings us to this page. Now this is the page where we can log in with the email address account that's been designated as an administrator for your domain. So today I'm going to log in with the username testing@cws.net, which has been designated as an administrator for the CWS.net domain hosted on Mailbox. That brings us to this page. So now, if we click on Overview here, we can see all the mailboxes that we've got created and all the aliases we've got created, and we can see our quota. So right now I've got 0 aliases created and 0 mailboxes created, and I've got a quota of about 1 gigabyte. So now I clicked on that CWS.net domain there, right here, and that brings me to this page. And we've got a couple options here. You can add an alias domain, add an alias, or add a mailbox. Adding an alias domain would be something equivalent to the effect of if I had two domains, say CWS.net and CWS.com. Now, if I wanted to make, instead of having to have separate email accounts for each one, I might just want them to mirror each other. So any email that comes to joe@cws.net also goes to joe@cws.com. And similarly, any email that goes to brian@cws.com goes to brian@cws.net. And instead of having to maintain redundant copies of both, we just get a nice unified interface. But since I don't have that particular situation, we're going to go on to the more common features of adding aliases and adding mailboxes. So I'm going to go ahead and add a mailbox. Now a mailbox is just another way of saying adding an inbox or adding another email user. So let's say I want to add the user Alan. So I'm going to create an Alan@cws.net account. And I'm going to give Alan a password. Now for the passwords, it's important that you use at least one letter. It's important that you use letters, a combination of letters, numbers, and also a special character. Special character being something like the $sign or a dash. And I'm just going to confirm that. And then here we have the option of putting in a name. And this would be the name that shows up on the outgoing emails. Now here we can set a quota for the user. Now the quota has to be under the quota for the total email system. The total email quota designated for your domain. So in this case, if we leave the quota at 1024 megabytes, that's the same as the quota for given to our entire email domain. In this case, this would allow Alan to potentially use the entire email quota that we've allocated to our domain, which would then prevent mail from going to anybody else. So I'm going to knock Alan down to 256 megabytes so that he could only use about 1/4 of what's been allocated to the domain. And then these little options here, this just makes Alan's email account active when I create it. And this one just sends a little welcome email letting him know that his account's working. So I'm going to go ahead and create that. And now we see that Alan's account has been created, and he's got the username of this, and that's his email address, and then we see the password I set up for him. Now don't use this password as a password, this is a bad password, but I'm just doing it to demonstrate. So, now if we go back, go click on the virtual list up here, up at the top, and we can see the email box I've just created. So we can see his email address. We can see whether it's this 2 right here shows that it's an email account, a mailbox, his name, the quota usage he's got, the last time it was modified. Now, let's say we want to add a forward. So let's say I want mail to come into an account, but I don't want to store it locally because I don't want it to count against my quota. I just want to forward it somewhere. We can click on the Add Alias function. And if you missed that, that was right here. Add alias, and this will just add an email forward that doesn't store an email locally, but forwards it on to another email address. So let's say I want to send all emails coming to Brian at CWS.net to briancws@gmail.com. This would be useful if, say, I don't want to store the email locally, I want to send it somewhere else. It can also be useful if I want to, let's say, have something like an info account. Maybe I want info to go to multiple people. So I can send one to Brian at CWS@gmail.com, or I can send it to Alan at CWS.net. And then we can set this as active and click Add Alias. Now this has added an alias that's going to do a couple of things. So when an email is sent to info@CWS.net, it's going to forward that to briancws@gmail.com as well as to Alan at CWS.net. Now if we go back to the virtual list here, we can see the alias is up here. You can also see the mailbox down here. Now, what if I want to forward all the email from Alan? Let's say I want to forward that somewhere else. I want to forward it offsite for a redundant copy. So what I can do is I can click this alias button right here on Alan's mailbox. So now this is going to say, okay, any email that comes to Alan at CWS.net, have it still go to Alan at CWS.net. But if I add another line here and I add AlanCWS@gmail.com, this is also going to send an email to Alan's Gmail account. And this way we'll have a copy stored at CWS and we'll also have a copy stored at Gmail. And right here you can see under the to, this section changed. It used to just say mailbox, but now it says mailbox and it says AlanCWS@gmail.com. And this is how we know that it's both going locally to the mailbox server and also to Alan's Gmail account. Okay, and so now, let's say we want to edit a user, let's say they forget their password. We need to reset the password on Alan. I can click on this edit function here, and here I have the option to give Alan a password. And put in a new password and just confirm it. And now we've reset Alan's password. Now another thing we can do here, let's say Alan's going on vacation. We have this set vacation option. If I click on that, that brings up this page. And we can set Alan's vacation message up. So let's say he's going to be away from, I don't know, December 1st, 2012 to December 14th, 2012. And then maybe if you have an urgent message, you can contact info@cws.net. Now we click this change/set away message, and now this will be enabled. And here you can see it says that vacation is on. This is how we know that the vacation message is up and responding to emails that come to Alan. To get rid of this vacation message, we'll just click this vacation is on portion, and we can hit the remove away message button. So that's a simple overview of how to add accounts and also add aliases and forwards. Now, if we want to delete an account, we can simply click this delete button here. And this gives us an option, are you sure you want to delete this? So yes, we delete this alias. And now we'll go ahead and delete Alan's account. Are you sure you want to delete this? Now be careful, when you click this, are you sure you want to delete this button? This is going to delete all the emails. It's going to delete his account, it's going to delete any vacation messages, it's going to get rid of everything for this user. So don't get rid of it unless you're really sure you want to get rid of it. And that's that. So that's how to use the email system. And if you have any problems, you can always contact us, support@cws.net. Other than that, have a good day.